This is Home Sweet Arizona with your hosts, Chelsea and Brandon Hamilton. This husband and wife duo is sharing insight, ideas, and inspiration to help make your home amazing. Home Sweet Arizona is brought to you by Hamilton Ever After.
Hello everyone, I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Brandon, and welcome to Home Sweet Arizona.
A play on the phrase home sweet home. On Home Sweet Arizona, we're gonna cover all things home, like renovations, real estate, making memories at home with your family, DIY, decorating, landscaping, and so much more, including things to do in Arizona, because home isn't just the roof over your head, it's people and places too.
That is so true, and we will have some theme shows, like this one today. Halloween, of course, is tomorrow, so we want to cover some scary topics.
Ooh,
whoa, look at that. So trick-or-treaters, other guests, they'll be heading to your home soon, so we want to make sure you are prepared.
And if you're not, don't fret, because some people call it procrastination. I like to refer to it as the thrill of the deadline. So get ready for some spooktacular last-minute ideas to celebrate Halloween tomorrow, because Goodwill is here today to talk decorations, costumes, and more. Courtney Nelson is the Senior Director of Marketing and Communications at Goodwill of Central and Northern Arizona. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Welcome to Goodwill.
So how can Goodwill help someone who just decided to have friends over for Halloween?
Yeah, we know Halloween is behind us, but do not panic. You still have plenty of time to come into any Goodwill store and find some great items for your Halloween party. So whether you're hosting a few friends and family and you need plates for appetizers or food, we want to get food in the tummies of our kids before they go out trick-or-treating. And with kids, we know they need that great bucket to put a lot of candy in. We have plenty of buckets that you can still get at any of our stores, different cups, different treat books, a lot of different items to even decorate last minute. So you still have time and you're not going to break the bank. You're going to find all of these items for a really great price.
Fabulous deals and some brand new items too. Love it. Does each Goodwill store have a Halloween section?
Yes, every single location makes it very easy to find all of our Halloween. So when you walk in, you're going to see it right down the middle of the store. You don't have to hunt. However, we do encourage you to keep an open mind and shop the whole store, because you never know what you're going to find.
That is great advice. And is there still time to pull together a last-minute costume?
Yes, again, don't panic. There are plenty of opportunities at any of our stores to find some great costumes. And we do know that the pandemic has impacted the supply chain. So a lot of costume shops might not have the costumes that you're looking for. Keep an open mind, come into our stores. There's great costumes to still be found. So pop culture, Ted Lasso's a huge show right now. So keeping an open mind, coming in, you can create a look of Ted Lasso very easily and not a lot of cost. Soccer ball from home, whistle from home, out the door, and you're spending no more than $6, $7 on just one jacket. You can also do off the rack. Again, if you're more comfortable shopping a traditional costume store but can't find the costume, we have a lot of great costumes that have never been worn before, and you're not spending the prices that you would be spending at a traditional costume shop. Kids, so easy to find kids costumes, and kids are gonna make a mess of things. So go ahead, come in, zip them up. You can easily zip it off if they're throwing a fit. And you can have these for year round too. Kids love dressing in costumes throughout the year. You're really gonna spend no more than $10 to $20, which honestly is less expensive than a bag of candy sometimes.
So what should you do with your costume when you're done with it?
Yeah, so we want to change up our costumes every year. You want to be something unique. So if you no longer need that costume, you can go ahead and donate it right back to Goodwill, knowing that somebody else can get a great costume the following year. And you're also helping the organization by helping us to generate revenue towards our mission services of helping people find employment.
Incredible. Seriously, a win-win. Also, the donation drop-off is super convenient and people can learn more about that online. So tell us about this special contest you're offering with cash prizes.
Yeah, so Halloween is always fun, but we're making it a little bit more fun by having a Halloween contest. So get creative, shop the whole Goodwill store, come up with that really unique, one-of-a-kind costume, and you can submit it to Goodwill with a chance of winning $200 Amex gift card, many other great Goodwill prizes, but make sure you submit it by November 1st to be eligible to win those prizes.
I love it. So submit your photos by 11:59 p.m. November 1st. It's so awesome.
We got to get our photos ready.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Courtney, for helping us get this party startled. We love having you, and you always have such great information.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you too. Hey, something else to consider when you're handing out those treats. Some boys and ghouls might have food allergies like me. So if you're looking for a chocolate that's allergy friendly, you can check out Enjoy Life. I love this chocolate. We've had it at Fry's, Whole Foods, Sprouts. Those are places you can go to buy it. And there are other brands as well, like Choco No-Nos. Those are like M&Ms. There's Pasha chocolate. They even have No Way Twix bars, and Free to Be offers a different version of peanut butter cups. So bon appetit.
Yes, and I've had them. They're still delicious, even though they are allergy friendly, so they're doing such a great job there. And as for DIY Halloween costumes, you are the Hallow Queen.
Why, thank you. Yes, if you are looking for an easy outfit, just wear whatever you're wearing and then put a rose or 2 or 5 and hand them out to whoever you want, and you could be the bachelor or the bachelorette.
Will you accept this rose?
Forever and always. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
And since we live in Arizona, hopefully many of you have cowboy hats, so you can easily put that bad boy on, and then you could be a cowgirl, cowboy. I know you love Whiter.
Yes.
Doc Holliday is also one of my favorites too. And it's actually a great thing to talk about right now. We love Tombstone, but we're not gonna take you there. Instead, we're taking you to a ghost town.
Perfect for Halloween. So guess what? A ghost town is for sale. You could own a ghost town right here in Arizona.
Joining us right now is Justin Godsey, realtor with North & Co. Thanks for coming on our show.
Hey, good to see you guys too. Thank you so much for having me.
The cowgirl hat's gone, don't mind the hat hair. Let's jump into this. One of the coolest listings I've ever seen, an entire ghost town. Tell us what it's all about.
Cleator, Arizona. It is a ghost town. There's a couple people that live there full time, so not only ghosts, but it's been there, since 1925. James P. Cleator turned the town into Cleator, and there was an old railroad that actually passed through it at one time. It's not there anymore. But it was a mining town, basically. And then once, the mining moved elsewhere, it kind of just stayed in the family. And now the descendants of James Cleator are selling the town and looking for new ownership, basically.
So awesome. What's all at the town right now?
At the town right now, the main attractions obviously are the Cleator Bar and Yacht Club. It can definitely still pack up with people that are passing through on their way to Crown King on the weekends. Actually, in the back of the bar, it's called the Cleator Bar and Yacht Club. There's no water, obviously, it's in the middle of the desert, but there's a huge pirate ship that's kind of like a stage for bands, and they've got a bunch of tables and jet skis out in the dirt that are decoration, but it kind of goes with that yacht club theme. There's a general store, which is the oldest building on the property. My favorite building. There's so much history in there, and it looks really cool and still looks like you're stepping into the early 1900s when you walk in there. And then, as I mentioned, there's people that live there, so there's what they call cabins, basically scattered around probably 10 to 15 properties that still really do have that ghost town aesthetic. But on the inside, they've kind of renovated them a bit, and they're definitely beautiful homes, some of them.
This is just so incredible. How many acres overall is it?
So the town is just under 40 acres, like 39.83. So a big 40-acre plot of land, basically, that's surrounded by the Prescott National Forest. So it's kind of landlocked and nothing around it's really ever going to change, which is one of the things that makes it a unique property from that perspective.
So for people who aren't aware of the location, how do you access Cleator, and how far is it from, say, the Phoenix metro area?
Yeah, so if you're in Phoenix, you're going to head up the I-17 to exit 248, which is the Bumblebee exit. As soon as you get off the 17, you've got about a mile or two of still paved road, but then you're on a dirt road for, I want to say, 7 to 8 miles. Probably take you about 20 minutes, but I've seen people do it in a Prius, so it's not a horrible off-roading experience. And you really just cruise through kind of some open land until you come over this hill and you see Cleator in all of its glory right through this little passing of land there. So it's a beautiful drive, and I encourage people to go check it out for sure.
And a lot of people are probably wondering, what is the price tag right now?
The price tag for Cleator, Arizona is $1 million.
Ooh, $1 million, clean and simple.
Well, here's the $1 million question. Are there any ghosts in this ghost town? Because this dates back to 1864 when it was established and originally called Turkey Creek.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Then in 1925, James Cleator bought it, and then obviously it became Cleator. So have you heard of any stories about the property potentially being haunted?
I've heard some really good stories, but the best way to hear those stories are to actually go talk to some of the people that live there, sit at the bar. They'll usually grab you a drink, and I've heard so many cool stories. And you go in the bar, there's dollar bills that are written from people all over the world. So the amount of people that have passed through there, and maybe spirits and spooky ghosts that have come through, are probably endless. And really, you got to go there and experience it to really to really understand that.
Spirits enjoying spirits. Hey.
I see what you did there. So if somebody is interested and they want to see the property, they just contact their real estate agent, do a showing with you, or how does it work for this property?
Yeah, typically, I mean, if you want to go out there, obviously it's a popular place to visit. So I encourage people to go as kind of like a tourist. Don't go knocking on everybody's doors just like you wouldn't do that in a random neighborhood when you're checking out a property. But go there first. It's hard. Photos, videos don't do it justice. You got to be there. You got to feel it. But you're welcome to go. It's a very friendly environment there. Stop in the general store, but go check it out.
All right, Justin, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I really enjoyed the time.
If owning an entire ghost town isn't really your thing, you can own a building within a different ghost town. But before we get to that, question for you. Why are haunted houses so tall?
Oh, just doing a random joke here. I don't know.
They have hundreds of horror stories.
Oh, good one.
Get it?
I love it. That's a good one.
Anyway.
Well, today we are joined by Patsy Nyberg with Realty Executives Arizona Territory in the town of Pierce. It's so good to see you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Good to see you both. Thanks for having me today.
All right, so I'm so excited about this one. Let's talk about the town of Pierce. Where is it located, and tell us some of the history of the town.
Well, Pierce is located on the Highway 191 down from the I-10. It's about 90 minutes from Tucson. You probably know about Tombstone, Arizona.
Yes, we love Tombstone.
Well, we're right over the mountain from Tombstone. And Tombstone was a big silver mine that it flooded in the late 1800s, and at almost the same time, gold was discovered in Pierce, and so that's how the town got started. The Mercantile was built in 1895, and it's been owned by different owners over the years. But it was, the old-fashioned general store, so it's completely made out of adobe brick. It's the largest standing adobe in Cochise County, and it's been completely restored to its original splendor by craftsmen and artisans, keeping in that period, all the period fixtures. It's been replastered, new electric, new septic, commercial. So it's packed full of history. Antiques, collectibles, furniture, and fixtures all convey with this sale. So it's quite a bit of Southwest history, definitely Arizona history.
Well, I am so glad that history is being kept alive. That's one of my passions, historic preservation, so I absolutely love that. What's the vision for the future? When someone buys this, what do you think they could turn this into?
There's so many possibilities for this place. The current owner has opened it up yearly. We have a Pierce Days festival there, and it's usually during Thanksgiving. She stopped doing that recently just due to health, but the whole community would turn out, and we'd have artisans and craftspeople. There's a working blacksmith shop at the Mercantile across the courtyard, and so it just would be opened up to the community. Our community would love to see that revive, but we live in an area of vineyards. We're called the Sonoma of Arizona down here. We have at least 20 vineyards and multiple tasting rooms. So I could really see it as an event center, tasting room, also, wedding venue. There's a beautiful, beautiful little apartment in the back that's also period. It's got convenience as of modern day, but it's got all the, the beauty of Victorian furnishings. I could see it being a B&B, and it's a museum. It's been a museum for years.
So many possibilities to continue legacies and traditions and start some new ones too. So what's the current list price for this amazing property?
The price that includes every part of the contents, and I know you guys have the photographs, which are all the fixtures, antiques, everything that you see in the photos. It's being offered at $1.1 million.
And of course, we have to ask, out of curiosity, any ghost stories associated with this building or town?
I definitely get a little bit of the hairs on the back of my neck if I'm in there alone. So there is definitely that ghosty vibe. I just think you guys should come down and check out the beauty of Cochise County.
All right, sounds good. Thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for reaching out, and we can't wait for you guys to visit Cochise County.
Now, if you're wanting to catch a glimpse of a ghost, there are some notoriously haunted places you can visit in Arizona, like the Jerome Grand Hotel. We've stayed there, it's very scary. Or the San Carlos Hotel in downtown Phoenix. Just be scareful what you wish for.
Another good one. Well, you know, some people might be thinking the housing market is very scary right now. So should you rent? Should you buy? The process of buying a home, it might feel overwhelming. So we have Denise McManus, branch manager at Change Home Mortgage right here in Arizona. They are a CDFI, so Community Development Funds Institute, certified by the U.S. Treasury and headquartered in Irvine, California. And today she is here to offer her insight and expertise. Denise, it's always good to see you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's fun to be here with both of you.
So let's talk about the mortgage process. Whether you are buying your first home or your 10th home, the home buying process can be very scary at times. So where do we even begin when you are ready to buy a home?
Well, the first thing you absolutely have to do is call your local mortgage lender. And I stress local because there are a lot of different regulations that happen from state to state. So it's really good to find somebody local who understands what's happening in your own local state. And make sure that you call someone, because the best thing to do before you start looking for a home is to get pre-approved. That's key.
Let's talk credit scores. Many people wonder, what do I need to have to qualify for a loan? Am I in good shape? Break it all down for us.
We are all entitled by law to a free credit report every year. It's called annualcreditreport.com. And I hugely encourage all of us once a year and get a copy of your Tri-Merge credit report and know what's on there, because there are inaccuracies and we need to be aware of those and fix them. So that's number one. Number two, there is a big discrepancy between all of the online credit reports that we all like to check, you know, the Credit Karmas and all of the FICO reports that are fed to us through our credit card companies. And not that there's anything wrong with those, but those are a different model than what's used in mortgage lending. So yes, you might have a 758 score on your Chase bank card, but then when we pull it and you go, wait a minute, what do you mean I only have a 690 score? So when you're working with a mortgage lender, a professional, they'll be able to tell you what is, you know, what's happening with your score and why it is where it is. And we work with scores of all types from 540 to 800. So there's pretty much a program for everyone.
And all buyers have their mind on the money. So how much do we need for a down payment? What are the closing costs, etc.? Can you talk us through all of those expenses?
It depends on the kind of mortgage you're doing. I mean, if you're a first-time home buyer and your score is good enough, we can do a conventional mortgage with as little as 3% down. If you're doing an FHA loan, as little as 3.5% down. Closing costs might be a little bit more just because you've got an FHA funding fee. But all in, I mean, obviously with 20% down, that's where you're gonna get your best rates typically. So every situation varies.
Well, I think a lot of people will be relieved hearing you say 3%, because I think a lot of people think you have to have 20% down when you buy a home, but there are a lot of people renting right now because they don't think they have enough money to put down on a home. So that is some good news for them. And I think that will take away the scare for a lot of people. I could do 3%, I could buy a home. So that really opens up the door. And when it comes to renting, as you know, renting prices are skyrocketing. So it's really out of control right now. Right now might be the time to buy, wouldn't you say?
Now is a great time to buy. Probably some of the best time to buy, because our prices, our home prices are not going to go down. And that's kind of been a myth the last year. You know, the Phoenix metro area is now the 5th largest metro area in the country, and it's not slowing down. Our economy is very healthy here. It's a very attractive place for people from all over the country to move. So this is a great opportunity for people to build wealth by being a homeowner. But to your point, Brandon, there are all kinds of ways to get into a home. You know, there are even some 100% programs. Whether you're a veteran, there's 100% financing on VA loans. There's 100% financing for USDA eligible properties. And there are even government programs that help with down payment assistance if you qualify. So, I mean, you can get into a home very, very minimal money out of pocket.
That's huge. For someone who's never gone through the process of buying a home, it's a huge commitment first and foremost. And then there are several steps, including terms many might not have heard before, like earnest money, appraisal, inspection, and looking at the contracts too. Some might wonder, what in the world do these words mean?
It's a completely foreign language to most people, and it's definitely a vocabulary of its own. So it does get scary, to your point, Chelsea. You go through a lot from the time you start looking, and you have to get a pre-approval or pre-qualification, and you've got to fill out the application. Why do you need my bank statements, and just everything. So there's the appraisal, which is what the bank orders to not only confirm for our lending purposes, but also to reconfirm to you as the buyer that the property that you're buying is actually worth the amount of money that you're paying. So the appraisal determines the valuation of the property. The inspection is another, let's say, valuation of the property, and that determines if there's anything wrong with the property. Title, deed, all of those kinds of things, they come up. Title is to make sure that there are no encumbrances on the property that you're buying. Deed is what shows ownership to your property and what gets recorded in the county and where the property is located. When you're working with a mortgage professional and someone who is solidly licensed, they will walk you through all of these and explain any of them. And you should never, ever, ever be intimidated to ask questions if there's something you don't understand.
Well, I think you just made it a lot less scary for everyone, because it can seem complicated, impossible at times. So once you talk to a local expert like yourself, I think you'll make it a lot more comfortable for people. And where can people go to learn more about you and reach out to you?
They can call me anytime. They can reach me in my office at 480-256-9698. They can email me anytime, dmcmanus@Change Mortgage. It's MTG, changemtg.com. You can find me on social media. It's Denise_my mortgage expert. So I'm always available. I love my clients. I love helping people buy their home, whether it's their first home, their second home, or their fifth home. It's a great journey to be on with people and actually get to make people happy.
Well, you made us happy by being here today, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just in time for Halloween, no tricks. We've got a treat for you right now. We have the co-creators of Made with Love Market here to talk about some handmade items from small businesses and a big event that's going to help you navigate all things home. Please welcome Cody Waltz and Mary Beth Sublette. Thank you for joining us. It's great to see both of you.
Hi, thanks so much for having us.
Hello, good afternoon.
Well, tell us about Made with Love Market. Some watching right now, maybe they've never heard of this before. So tell us more about it in general and how this all started.
Yeah, so we're going on our 4th season right now. We've had over 65 events locally in Arizona. We always have handmade vendors at our markets, all local businesses that provide different things for the home, the family, and anything you can possibly imagine for anybody's needs.
There's holiday decor, there's things for nurseries. A bunch of our vendors do custom work because they're all local, which is amazing. So a ton of custom options. There's growth charts and candles and really cute signs and charcuterie
Housewarming
boards.
gifts and everything.
Why do you think buying local is so important, especially right now?
Yeah, we've talked about this since we started actually. And every single time that we talk about it, it seems even more important. So one of the things that we learned when we first started Made with Love is that for every dollar spent at a local business, 64 cents of that dollar stays in the local economy. Whereas if you go to a big box retailer, that same dollar, only about 13 to 14 cents stays in the actual local economy. So buying from your neighbors, from people at Made with Love that live in your community, that make these products really is a massive service to your local economy.
How many vendors do you typically have at these events?
Yeah, so typically we have around 70 to 80 vendors at our events that we've done in the past. However, this event that we have coming up in November, we have over 170 vendors, both handmade businesses as well as local service-based businesses.
Wow, let's talk about it. Made for Mama Market and Expo. Tell us all the details.
Yes, so Made for Mama Market and Expo is November 5th, 6th, and 7th at Westworld of Scottsdale. And we are so thrilled to finally be at Westworld. This has been a dream of ours for a really long time. So we'll be there for 3 days. Friday is 2 to 8. Saturday and Sunday are family days. So 10 to 6 on Saturday, 10 to 4 on Sunday. And we will have, like Cody said, over 170 vendors there. And they have everything that people could imagine for holiday shopping, for new parents, for gifts. It is going to be a ton of fun.
You always have scary good deals for homemade items, and now you're adding in services that people can really benefit from at home, which in and of itself can be overwhelming.
We're both parents. We know going into parenting is overwhelming. It seems every time you turn around, there's a new milestone that you have to figure out how to overcome. So we wanted this to be a one-stop shop for parenting, for living in Arizona, anything that you might need, you can find it at the Made for Mama Market. So we have midwives and doulas coming and birth photographers coming for that early parenting group. And then we have, swim lessons and party planners and all sorts of different services that are going to help you in that middle section. And we have things for the home, like pest companies, cleaning companies. So anything that you could possibly need as far as local service-based businesses for both the home and for parenting, you'll be able to find. And a lot of our vendors are offering special deals at the market. So you'll be able to get gift cards discounted for their services, and lots of different options for signing up with them or testing out their service.
We have had the question, is this event only for people that are expecting or have brand new babies? And the answer is absolutely not. We will have so many vendors there for anyone in the Valley that loves home decor, loves clean spaces. You really can start that holiday shopping at this event and find something for everyone.
Well, you have everything covered. My goodness, I love it. And this really does sound incredible. Where can people find more information about Made with Love Market and upcoming events like the Made for Mama Market and Expo next weekend?
You can find us on Instagram at madewithlove.market. That always covers all of our events. You can also find more information about our upcoming events or this event at madewithloveaz.com. For tickets for this event, though, it's really easy. Just text MAMA to 21,000 and it'll text you a link right back. And you can use a discount code to get 10% off of your 3-day ticket online. And that discount code is Home Sweet Arizona in all caps. And you just use that at checkout and that'll give you a discount for your tickets.
Woo woo! We love discounts. Thank you for offering that for our viewers, and thank you for being on our show today.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right, you've been doing the puns all day long, jokes all day. So before we go, I've got one for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go. Are you ready for this? What is a monster's favorite dessert?
Ice cream!
You got it!
Woo! Cue the screams now.
Yes.
Scary, scary. Well, we've had a lot of fun today. I really loved your joke.
Skeleton.
And I think it's going to be a great Halloween. I can feel it in my bones.
Oh.
Yes, I went there again. We really appreciate all of you watching at home, and we are going to be back here next week, every Saturday at 11:30 a.m.
Yeah, so we will see you next time on Home Sweet Arizona. More jokes from Chelsea ahead.
All right, which ghost is the best dancer?
Ooh, I don't know.
The Boogeyman.
How do you make a tissue dance?
Tell me.
Put a little boogie in it.
Hey.
That's not really Halloween. Still fun.
Happy Halloween, everyone.